What's going on? What's going on? Kwency Jones GO. You already know what it is. Another Friday night. You know what that means. Another review for AEW Rampage, man. Go ahead and follow us anywhere we're doing something, man, whether it's the Kwency Jones Show, the Flow Show. Just know that we're always going to be coming with the best, the first, and everything that you can expect when it comes to news, fresh scoops, exclusives, rumors, all that. And of course, we got the top-notch memes and videos, but I digress, man. Let's get into what is the third episode of Rampage, man. And like I said, we're going to be cranking these videos out, getting more content to y'all. But without further ado, let's start off strong, man, because it's going to be quite a mouthful, pause and all that. Just a lot of stuff that actually went down within this hour. Pretty impressive how they actually took advantage of all the things they managed to get across in this hour, whether storyline or progression wise, showcasing talent. But again, let me just stop talking and get right into it, man. First, we had the AEW Tag Team Eliminator Finals. It was Lucha Bros versus Jurassic Express. Of course, Young Bucks come out to take a closer look at who they're going to be facing at All Out. We get a sign of respect between Jungle Boy and Phoenix as they start the match. A little tit for tat there, filling each other out. They trade kicks a little bit, but Jungle Boy follows up with an impressive Casadora arm drag. At one point, Ray Phoenix does Ray Phoenix things, as I always say, as he hits Jungle Boy with a wrist lock arm drag while hitting Luchasaurus simultaneously with the kick while springboarding on the apron. It was insane. Mark Henry definitely was having a good time watching this match. Lucha and Penta tag in as we get Penta's patented glove spot, but Luchasaurus ain't having it. He blocks it. No Zero Miedo on my time watch, as he says. Phoenix lands a diving missile drop kick out of nowhere on the big man and hits the rebound spin kick on Jungle Boy, but Luchasaurus lands the question mark kick on Penta, who then fights back with a super kick on Jungle Boy, who then hits his own super kick on Penta. Everybody's down. It was pretty much back and forth, but we're back from commercial at this point. We get a double suicide dive from both Phoenix and Jungle Boy on their respective partners who are both on the outside, and then they both take each other out with the double clothesline spot. Luchasaurus hits the tail whip kick and choke slams Phoenix on top of Penta, follows up with the standing moonsault for a near fall. Penta tries chopping down Luchasaurus with some leg kicks. Phoenix then tags in and hits the rolling soul butt kick, follows up with the Eddie G homage frog splash for another near fall. At this point, Jungle Boy's back in, hits the big lariat and a poison rana actually right after for another near fall. Jungle Boy then goes for the release Tiger Bomb. This reminded me of a little bit of Dean Malenko back in the day. But instead of the Texas Clover Leaf, we're getting the snap trap submission. But Penta is there to break it up with obviously a kick to the face. How else would you expect him to do that? Penta hits JB, as I call him on my notes here. Jungle Boy with the torture rack backstabber. I think Stu Grayson wants his finish back. Follows up with the Penta driver for another near fall. 1 point. Phoenix once again with Phoenix things in mind as he walks off the ropes and Hurricane Rana's Jungle Boy off the top turnbuckle on the outside onto the rest of Jurassic Express. Marco Stunt and Luchasaurus there to not necessarily catch his fall, but for him to land on. We don't definitely want Jungle Boy Jack Perry getting injured on the job. Not to be outdone, though, Penta uses his brother to hit a step-up Canadian Destroyer on Jungle Boy on the apron. It was crazy. Phoenix says, "Hold my cerveza, sir." Hits a slingshot destroyer of his own on Luchasaurus from the apron to the inside of the ring. But Luchasaurus kicks out at one. He's like, "Nah, dude, we ain't," which I thought it was hilarious. If you guys know, you know. If you follow BTE, that's one of I guess you could say Luchasaurus's biggest enemies is the Canadian Destroyer. He has not successfully done one. I guess that's kayfabe. We'll see how it goes. I was hoping maybe he'd hit one just for the entertainment value of it. But again, I digress. That's going to go against everything I say in my hot take. Anyways, Lucha Bros respond to this 1 count with obviously the super kick fiesta, as I like to call it. And then they hit that double team wheelbarrow move that they use. It's like they use each other. It's almost like a reverse, like a monkey flip, where it's like a splash. But they hit that for an extremely close near fall. Um, but after that, they actually the finish comes. Lucha Bros set up Luchasaurus and they double team Fear Factor for the win, and they'll be going on to All Out to face the Young Bucks in a steel cage for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And of course, it wouldn't be AEW without a little bit of post-match action. The Young Bucks get down to the ring for a little bit closer look than they already had. Beat down the Lucha Bros before the Jurassuc Express actually make the save. But yeah, man, that was pretty much the night, or not the night, the opener, I should say. It could have been the night. It was probably the main event they should have went on, but a great opener. Let's just get my hot take in here, man. You know, I got to get the hot take. I enjoyed the false finishes because I felt like the storytelling was great. It got closer and closer and nearer, and it was insane. But the excessive destroyers and is getting old for me. And not just with these two teams or four men involved, it's just been going around, and it's just so common now that it's just almost like you expect it, like it's not even special anymore. Like, especially in a match where you see it's Jungle Boy and Phoenix on paper. I mean, regardless if it's a tag team match, like it's like, okay, if Phoenix and Dick Jackson didn't hit a destroy, I mean, come on, you know what I mean? But you know, I was surprised that they actually went this way in terms of booking when it comes to AEW, and they went with the Lucha Bros, because it seemed like the last match that the Bucks had with the Jurassic Express, the crowd actually was expecting, you know, possibly a change of titles. And even more so, it seems like they even came out of that match a little bit more popular, a little bit more over, as they've been having some consistent swell with the again, the crowd support. But at the same time, I'm really happy for Lucha Bros. I mean, they've been in the company for a hell of a long time. I believe the first tag team that made the jump outside of the Bucks, and they have it's like beyond a crime. You know what I mean? It's like beyond a crime that they haven't held gold yet at this moment. But hopefully that changes it all out. I mean, not that I necessarily want to see the Young Bucks lose, but who else but the team that's beat them before? You know what I mean? I mean, the Lucha Bros, you know, they're a tough team. Again, they should have never waited this long in line for their turn. But you know what? Long-term storybook telling. They got history. So again, we'll see how that goes, man. But from here, we got a little promo video with CM Punk and Darby Allin. And it's funny, dude, because, you know, it's well produced, but hot take, I mean, for a guy who's only cut 2 promos since he's been back, which has only been a week officially since this episode, this had way more quotables in this video to use between him and Darby. And, you know, again, this is like just jump started. Like, there's no substance to it. Darby alluded to, you know, even if you think you're the best in the world a couple weeks ago, CM Punk makes the jump to AEW. He responds in kind as he's in the rafters. So, but the fact that they were able to come up with something like this, it was short, it was sweet, effective, but it did what it was meant to do, sell the match. I'm definitely interested in this. Obviously, this is probably, if you weren't interested in All Out before, and this is, you know, All Out was sold out. I mean, the ticket sold out just like that, almost possibly faster than All In when they first started. But I mean, that's before we even knew CM Punk was for sure coming. Besides the fact that he has a match at All Out, it's crazy. So, but yeah, man, that's just my hot take. It's crazy. Like I said, the quotables were there, and this is not just a shot at WWE, also like some other feuds that they've made promo videos of for AEW too. You know, even NXT, you would say like they kind of overproduced or had to reach in the bag. This was just, it was good. You know, mwah, chef kiss. You know. From here, we get Miro, who has a scheduled interview with Tony Schiavone in the middle of the ring. But as he comes out, we see Fuego del Sol, my favorite, your favorite, everyone's favorite. He is thrown out of the entrance ramp or the tunnel and continues to drag him down the ring and down the ramp towards the ring, as I'm referring to Miro here. He grabs the mic. Schiavone, you know, he just books it. And he tells Fuego that he's accepted something that he didn't necessarily deserve, but that he says that he has been willing to forgive him. Of course, he's talking about the contract because he did lose. And, you know, the stipulation was if he beat Miro, he would get the contract. But, of course, Tony Khan and Sammy Guevara had a big surprise for Fuego. That was back on the first episode of Rampage. But from here, this is where things get, you know, a little heelish, if you want to call it. He then says, I'll forgive you, but not before you show your face to the Lord, and rips Fuego's mask off. course, Fuego, he covered his face up, but eats a huge Machka kick. I was, again, as a huge Fuego fan, I was kind of bummed out about this. But again, man, he's on TV. He's contracted. He's doing this thing. You know what I mean? He's getting, I don't know if anyone necessarily wants the job, but you can beat up by the best. So, all the champions want the smoke, apparently. That's just what it is. But yeah, I mean, at this point, though, Eddie Kingston's music hits, which I was like, okay, things are picking up. I didn't know where this was going. He comes out with the Dark and Hell is Hot album cover tee. I'm just saying, suede. Got that, splat. Of course, microphone in hand. Looks to go cut a promo, but he's like, you know what? Nah, I do better talking with my hands. And he hits the ring looking to get physical with Miro. Miro kind of beats Kingston down on the come up, but the Mad King lands a few hard chops, hits the huge release exploder on Miro. Before the officials come out, in an attempt to separate both men. Hot take, great segment. You get the heat from Fuego with the beat down and the unmasking, of course. Well, finally, we get a little bit of substance for his challenge that he offered to Kingston. It's been 2 weeks. I think he's been kind of calling his name out. We haven't seen a response or any even interaction physically between the two on screen or off. Whether it's like, they both like to talk on the podcast and stuff and keep kayfabe. So I was like, no one's really saying anything about it, but Kingston came out, you know what I mean? Finally acknowledged and responded to the offer of God's favorite champion in a language that he's extremely, extremely fluent in. And, it's the Batasso's way. And, really enjoy the action, to be honest. Have a feeling they're probably going to add this to All Out, or maybe it'll be on the Dynamite before, or maybe the Rampage before. They get a Rampage, they get a go home now. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Like I said, as they even Excalibur said, the quickest hour in wrestling, which, if it was 3 hours of this for Raw, not necessarily like three of the same, but yeah, it didn't even feel like an hour. It kind of flew by. But anyways, before I go down that road, we have a women's match here. We had Tay Conti versus the Bunny, aka Allie. Of course, this is stemming from the little brush up on Dynamite a couple days ago. But match starts with Allie jumping Conti from behind before the bell even rings. I had to laugh because Jericho hit the baby from the House of 1,000 Corpses reference on commentary. Freaking Mark Henry was howling. Conti impresses as usual, man, with her judo throws and a great technique, countering, pacing. Her striking is always really good. I mean, it looks a little snug sometimes, but that's why it looks good. You know what I mean? She hits a litany of pump kicks on Allie, but the finish is a little different. You see Penelope Ford kind of come out of nowhere, taking a stroll down to the ring. She kind of gets the referee's attention as well as Tay. And behind both the referee and Ty's back, you see the Blade, obviously brandishing the brass knucks, slipping him to his girl. The Bunny sneaks Conti with the brass knucks. 1, 2, 3 for the win. And again, a little bit of post-match action here. We had Penelope Ford actually, get in the ring, and essentially it looks like we have a new alliance forming between Penelope Ford and the Bunny. I don't know if that means she's part of the Harley family brand or the office. Maybe this is strictly for the Battle Royals. She tried to make that offer to Conti, who ripped it up in her face, but maybe Penelope, not really trying to be exclusive to the brand. She's like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this 2 versus 7 deal, and maybe it's me and you in the finals. We figure out who's really gonna, take it. So we'll see, man. Penelope, she's had a women's championship match before. So, as far as a hot take from this, a little bit too much talking and explaining of the judo and the MMA and this and that from Taz, who honestly, it sounded like it just came from a place of like, he was just doing it for the sake of like stroking his judo and MMA knowledge, as opposed to like kind of using it in a more effective way to put over Conti and just talking about Conti or Bunny or either one. Jericho had like I said, the House of 1,000 Corpses reference. Mark was doing his thing, but it seemed like this is the only time in the show where I felt like commentary was like an issue. But I enjoyed the match. Interested to see what this thing is with the brass knucks. See where it goes, as well as, again, what's going on, what they got cooking up with Miss Penelope Ford and the Bunny. Again, it could just be for the Casino Battle Royale, but we shall see. Kip has been gone long enough. I'm not too sure what's going on, but we shall see. From here, we got the updated card for AEW All Out, which of course they just included, I believe, just the Young Bucks match. They didn't know who the opponents were, but it's official. Still Cage, of course, Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros, AEW Tag Team Championships. This is going to be dope. They've already had the Escalera de Muertes match, or the ladder match, the Hell or Death, or I forgot what the fuck it was called in English, but they already had that. They've had the singles match in Double or Nothing, the original with the Elvis suits. So definitely looking to see the match that they're going to create. I mean, Lucha Bros versus, the Jackson Brothers, they never disappoint. You know what I mean? So it's going to be dope. From here, we did get a promo video highlighting both Brian Cage and Powerhouse Hobbs ahead of their match on Dynamite next week. I mean, it was, again, well produced. Didn't play too much on the, Ricky Stark stuff. Interested to see how both men fare, as this time out they're actually switched. Brian Cage was the heel trying to recruit Hobbs as part of Team Taz. Now Hobbs is he's flipped the switch, so we'll see how this goes. I mean, I know I say what I say about Cage at sometimes, but it's just due to experience. Anyways, I'm not gonna dote on that too much longer. From here, we get the main event of the night. I gotta take a breath real quick. Let's get into it. Christian Cage and Frankie Kazarian versus Kenny Omega and Brandon Cutler had another pre-match split screen interview hosted by Mark Henry. Not much said here besides just more hyping up for the match at All Out between Christian Cage and Kenny Omega for the AEW Championship. Mark Henry does ask an interesting question, as he's asking Omega what happens if he gets injured in the match, or if he thinks that maybe Christian or Frankie could be coming for him. Just Kenny being Kenny, man. Anyways, during the commercial, I heard that Callis tried to jump on commentary, but Mark Henry chased him off. Cutler starts the match, but he's not even in his ring gear, but he's pretty much getting his ass whipped in the Jordan 1s. As Frankie calls out Omega to tag in finally, Nakazawa does what Nakazawa does, paying the dividends, and he actually hits the patented manager leg trip on the outside, distracting Frankie enough for Omega to tag in and start, taking advantage, tagging Frankie as much as he can. But then he changes up when he sees Christian get up in the ring, and then he quickly bitches up and tags Cutler back in. Kazarian gets back in, hits the vintage springboard leg drop as Omega distracts the ref long enough for Nakazawa at one point to sneak Kazarian on the back with the clipboard. Kaz no sells, of course, chases Nak around the ring before Omega sneaks him with the big clothesline on the outside, throws him back in the ring. Omega starts working on Kazarian now, hits the big "you cannot escape" rolling fireman carry. Of course, he follows up with the diving moonsault for a near fall. At one point, Omega literally palms Kaz's face like it's weird. He just runs and kind of like slam dunks him on the mat. And I thought that's what it was. He's even doing like this awkward like slam dunking motion. I don't know. It was kind of jokes. Cutler tags back in at this point, and he starts hitting these series of random dancing elbow drops. Hits two, including like a dab, and it's just like, all right. I was laughing. His Mark Henry was even in the know talking about the dabs, kind of out of style, but he misses the third as Cage tags himself back in. Tease the fuck off. I'm sorry. It's just funny the way I wrote it. Tease the fuck off on Cutler as Omega is seen lying in wait on the outside. Christian starts to go for the 10 count, but then you see Omega pounce as he actually tries to pick Christian up, sneak him with the one wing angel. Christian ain't having it. He backs Omega back up in the corner, up against Cutler, and he hits them both with the 10 punch count, or the 10 count punch. You got me over here. As you can see, I'm running on it. But after that, he also goes for deuce, count them, deuce, reverse drop DDTs on both men for near falls. He's in the corner calling for the spear, but then Omega, again, patented leg trip, trips up Christian as you see Kenny and Cutler now try to double team Christian. Of course, that backfires as he goes for the V-trigger, ends up V-triggering Cutler out of his boots. It felt bad for the guy. It's funny because you're like, is the face mask shoot, or I mean, he's able to take. We're just going. Oh, he's a young. We're just gonna have him take the V trigger. It is what it is. It is what it is. He's got to pay his dues. He hasn't earned the bounce yet. Check out my feed. Anyways, Cage almost catches Omega in the kill switch, but Omega gets freaked the F out, bails on the match as Cage hits the spear on Cutler, follows up with the finish, which is another kill switch as well. Good guys go home. I think we all knew what this was, man. Hot take. We knew who was going to either take the pin, take the win, or take most of the offense in this match. So shout out to Brandon Cutler, man, for, obviously getting that main event spot and honestly keeping it really entertaining out there. But you know what? Don't tear up those contracts. Don't tear up both contracts and go running towards Dancing with the Stars just yet, because I'm gonna tell you that dab, the shimmy, the shake, it left a lot to be desired. I'm trying to be your friend here. I'm just trying to tell you what's up. Anyways, Kazarian looking good and going strong as well. Christian looking good and looking strong going into their match. Again, this is what this was designed for. I'm just definitely digging the Elite Hunter gimmick, as long as they actually do something with it. I don't know, I'm not saying tomorrow, I'm not saying next week, but we need to see something, whether he's beating up guys again or actually taking out members of the Elite. Otherwise, just get it before he's just spinning his wheels. Because I mean, like, Yoshitatsu did the whole Bullet Club Hunter thing, and I think Billy Gunn even did it at one point back in New Japan. But it didn't really, I like Frankie, so this is a really good gimmick. But yeah, man, Omega. He over here looking like a chicken shit heel as designed, though I still don't understand what his heel character is and why he tends to have, say it with me, bitch tendencies. For a guy that's been renowned as the best bout machine, Mr. 6-star match and all that, but whenever the ops show up on site, you just bitch up. 9 times out of 10, you got the numbers game. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you know what? Another great episode of Rampage, man. Had to review it. I told y'all we was going to do it. We're going to keep it consistent here, man. As always, I'm your host, Kwency Jones GO. Follow me at Kwency Jones GO, as well as my other projects, the Kwency Jones Show podcast, and of course, For the Love of Wrestling, the Flow Show podcast. We're always on YouTube, always dropping content every Friday as well as every Sunday. To be honest, join us, man, because I believe next week, or I believe a week from tomorrow, which will be Sunday, is All Out. So I'm sure we're probably going to be either trying to do some reactions, maybe do a watch party, but the memes is going to be floating plentiful. It's going to be abundant. That's how we do, man. Shout out to everyone that's always being you, man, being a wrestling fan that's enjoying what's going on right now. And I'm enjoying bringing this entertainment to you guys, bringing this review to you guys. You guys are always showing love. And again, love y'all, support everything y'all do. Keep it mutual, keep it cool, keep it light. Don't be like Booker T. Have a good day. Maybe even ice cream bar. I'm just saying. This has been Kwency Jones GO, and we out. Peace.